Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Just Go With It. I'm
Hello
Jared. This
there,
is Ben, and we
babyface
are
Ben.
we are on our journey through the Best Picture nominees for the Oscars to watch all of them before the Oscars are announced. And today we watched Oppenheimer. So
Finished
Ben,
Oppenheimer.
yes, we finished. We started last night. We finished it today. I could have finished it last night, but Ben got tired.
I had work, man. Like it was
I
past
know.
12.
But I'm just saying, like, I didn't feel like we didn't take a break because we needed it. Like, I could watch this movie all the way through for sure. This is my third time watching it. So, really, I want to hear your opinions on Oppenheimer.
Okay, so Oppenheimer is like a fine wine. Like
Hmm.
it's special. It's unique. It's delicious. It's amazing. But I'm a beer guy,
Yeah.
so I don't want to be like it was bad because it wasn't. I really felt like there had to be an intermission, which we had an
Oh,
intermission, but I feel like it should have been a little bit sooner.
okay.
Like coming back to it and finishing it later, I was like, okay, I'm actually gelling with it a lot better now that I've had like time to process it.
Hmm.
I felt like there should be like a mid movie intermission for that because it's a very intellectual movie, so you need time to just and just like think, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I was at first I was like coming at it real hard and going, "Oh, it's so stupid, so long. I don't get all the hype." And then we came
What?
back and hold on, and then we came back and finished it today, and I was like, "It really wasn't that bad. I actually kind of liked the end bit there. I really do think that's because it just felt so long without like time to really think about it."
Yeah. See, for me, the length, I don't know. I don't have a problem with long movies as long as they're good. And this one thing I think it does really well is no scene is too long. Like you're in a scene for like 3 minutes, and then boom, you're in a completely different location. Boom, you're in a different trial. Boom, you're somewhere else, and it's like that kept me interested and focused because I'm like, okay, I have to remember this is when this is happening, and this is when this is happening, and I'm like, okay, so because I feel like if it would have just went all the way straight through, like from when he's first introduced in college to the end of Strauss's trial at the end, which is the latest in continuity that we go. I feel like it would have been a lot slower, and it would have had nowhere near as much payoff.
See,
Um,
I felt like there was literally a point in the movie where I was like, we're 45 minutes in. I'm finally getting into it. Remember, I said that to you.
yeah.
And I really felt that. I feel like it took a long time for me to become interested.
Hmm.
Um, and again, I chalked it up to is I'm not a movie guy. So like I said, I'm like a beer guy. You're like a wine connoisseur who's been taste testing this and that. We're doing these Oscar movies where you're like, the minute details of this, and I'm just like, is weird. You know, I'm just like I don't appreciate the nuance because I'm not a movie guy. I
but
have a
but
hard
you
time appreciating it.
but you do appreciate it. That's the thing.
I
It's like
do
you're
and I
saying
don't.
you don't. I feel like you can get there. Like
Okay, no,
no one,
there's a difference. I respect it.
but
Personally,
you're tasting more and
personally,
more.
personally, I don't give a crap. But I respect it. I don't think it's nonsense, but I personally am just like this is stupid.
The movie or the idea?
Just the execution of it felt too long. That's my biggest takeaway. It felt too long.
But I
I mean,
mean, like, what
I
would you have cut out? What would you have cut out? Because for me, it's like
it's not
everything was
about it's
important.
it's not about cutting out. It's just the beginning took so long.
Hmm.
Like it should have been condensed a bit. Like this is a really stupid example. I don't know why it's the example I came up with, But I feel even bad just saying this. But Captain America, we understood his this entire backstory and everything, all of that before he became a super soldier. We got all of that in like what 20, 30 minutes. It wasn't like it didn't take forever. No, I'm not saying this like obviously this is very different. I'm not saying they're the same. That's why I said it's a really bad comparison. But I feel like it just shouldn't have taken that long to finally get traction. Like there was so much setup. When stuff finally started happening, it was like, finally, it just was like, sheesh, it took forever.
Okay, I can try and respect the fact that this is a long movie, and long
This
movies.
movie is like ramen, Jerry.
We had a whole argument about ramen last night, me and Ben and one other friend. And if we get anybody actually watching this video,
Oh no,
I
here we
want
go.
you to leave in the comments what your opinions are on just packaged ramen, like just ramen that you can boil and just make, or spending like 20 something dollars for fancy ramen at like a restaurant. And like how much of a difference is there? What do you guys prefer? I'm curious, truly, because this needs to settle a debate that we've been having. I
See,
enjoy packaged ramen for less than $1, and I will eat as much as I want. It's
and
delicious.
that's how I feel about this movie. I enjoy it, but it is not worth my time.
Oh
It's not.
my god!
It's not worth the $20
It
that
was
you're
free.
complaining about for the.
It was free.
We're talking about ramen. We're comparing it to $20 ramen. I'm saying it. I'm banging on my desk. You can see me bouncing. I'm saying it's like the $20 ramen that's expensive because it takes a lot of your time and you expect a lot out of it. But at the end of the day, is it really that much better than the cheaper stuff?
Okay.
Did it have to be
Give
that
me a
long?
moment. Give me
Did
a
it have?
moment.
Did it have to be?
Endgame.
Did it have to
Endgame
be
is
that
3 hours long.
expensive?
Endgame is three
Endgame
hours long.
is very different.
Okay.
You can
Lord of
you
the
have to
Rings.
admit that Lord of the
Lord
Rings
of
is
the
three
Rings.
movies.
Every movie is 3 hours. Over
And
three
guess what?
hours.
Guess what? There are parts where I'm like, this is a little long.
But you would say it's worth your time.
This is not Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And I would
Okay.
say it's worth my time because I get to the end. This is like it ended. I finish it, and I'm like, eh.
I'm gonna say it's worth your time,
No, it's
and
not.
let's go. You shut up. Shut your face.
Not worth
Um,
3 hours of your
yes,
time.
it is. Yes, it
No, it's
is.
not.
That
No, it's not.
payoff. Okay, we're gonna get into why, and you are gonna sit
Okay,
there and you're gonna
I'll shut
listen.
up. I'll shut up. Your turn. I talk.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. First 15 minutes of the movie. Okay, this is spoilers from here on out. Because we've given
Yeah.
our worth your time, not
Yeah.
worth your time.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. First 15 minutes of the movie, okay, you're introduced to Louis Strauss and Oppenheimer. They're like meeting, and this scene with Einstein happens where Einstein just walks by Strauss and like pays him no mind. And you can see it kind of like, you know, Strauss is like weirded out by it. He's like, why is, Einstein's my friend, or I would like have this reputation with him. Why did he not even acknowledge me? This little minimal scene that like you think nothing of, because like you really wouldn't think anything of that, becomes the most important scene in the whole movie. You cut back to it like three other times, and it's like that is what started Louis Strauss's whole vendetta against Oppenheimer. Then like Oppenheimer is like making fun of him at a talk, but it's like at first you don't really think anything of it. But Strauss is just so self-obsessed that he takes everything personal and as an attack. And it's not till the last 30 minutes that it's revealed that Robert Downey Jr.'s character, is basically the villain of this story. He's the one that's having Oppenheimer being like losing his I forget what it was called. His
Security clearance.
security clearance. Yes. and it's all his fault. And he just did it because he had a vendetta against him. So then Strauss is also having this trial done. And then when you think Strauss is going to get away with it, all of a sudden, Rami Malek's character, who Oppenheimer was just rude to like 2 times in the movie, who you just think is like, man, they really got like Rami Malek just to do this nothing part in the movie. Like he's in 2 scenes. And then all of a sudden he comes in and he just tells the honest truth about Strauss and how he like personally had this vendetta against Oppenheimer and got the hardest like lawyer in the business to be the one who was challenging him against his security clearance. Roger Robb, I think his name was. And I don't want to just be like saying scene after scene after scene, but basically my whole point is that scene with Einstein comes at the very end when Strauss is talking to his secretary or something, and he's just saying like, "I told you, like Oppenheimer turned Einstein against me," and then his secretary is like, "Did you ever think that maybe they weren't even talking about you?" And then it hits you. You're like, "Oh wait, yeah, he probably didn't say anything about Strauss." And it comes back to when Oppenheimer was talking about the fact that they could destroy the whole world with this bomb, when he told Einstein that. And it's left with one of the most chilling lines in the whole movie when he brings that up to Einstein. He says, like, "Do you remember when I came to you with those theories?" And Einstein says, "Yeah, I remember it well." And he's like, "I think we did destroy the world. I think this did start a cycle that destroyed the world." Basically is what he says in so many words. And then you just see Einstein walk away. And it's like everything comes full circle. That scene that you see at the very beginning, it's like you're seeing it from a different angle all of a sudden. And then it's just like the movie ends. And it's like you hear those footsteps in the background that like he constantly like comes with his panic attacks and stuff and his anxiety from when he was praised, and all the people in the audience were like stamping their feet for him killing all of the Japanese people in Hiroshima. And it's like it's nothing to be truly proud of, but yet people are like celebrating you, you know? And it's just such an interesting character study. And I have butchered this lecture of what I'm trying to say, but from a movie just starting from the beginning, having this little thing that you think really isn't that important to the story, and then having it be one of the most important things in the story, and then to still kind of twist you at the end. I don't know. I love it. Like literally, all 3 times I've seen this movie. That's a total of 9 hours of Oppenheimer I've watched. I still get
See,
chills at the very end.
I think that what you just said is kind of the key here. You've seen it 3 times. I've seen it once. So I'm not getting all the nuance that you're getting. Like I didn't understand everything. Everything wasn't as clear to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming from somebody who saw it for the first time and in 2 separate parts. We saw it, we finished it today. We didn't watch it all in one go. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite understand everything. Now I agree with you about the Albert Einstein bit. That whole thing was dope.
Yeah.
Like that was legit. I completely agree with you on that. Um, I'm still not backing down. Do feel it's too long, but
Okay.
I do agree with you that it has depth there that just isn't. I can't comprehend because again I haven't seen it 3 times over like you.
Yeah.
Um, but do you need to watch a movie 3 times? Like, should you
No.
have to watch a movie 3 times?
No. And I'll say, my second time watching it, it did make me appreciate a lot of things more. But first time I saw it in IMAX, you know, I was there in a movie theater. Of course, my full attention was on the screen. So it might have been easier for me to pay attention in the
That is
movie
true.
theater than it is watching it here for the first time,
It
you
is a
know?
bit different than just sitting on your couch with a bottle of, booze and
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister.
Yeah.
I just talking away as we're watching it.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I can't say that I didn't. I can't say that I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. I just don't think it's something that I care for.
Okay.
Like, it just felt like there was just too much, you know?
I can respect that, especially now that I've gone on my whole tangent. Why I've said why I love it so much. Like now that I've gotten that out there, I feel like okay, like whatever. If you
Like
didn't like it, it's
I
whatever.
get you, but I don't want to have to watch it two more times to get that same level of
No, and I don't want you to have to. I loved it after the first time. I felt the same way after leaving. Like I went and saw Barbie, and then I went and saw this on the same day because it was the Barbenheimer
very
thing.
different movies.
Yeah, or
Very
actually,
different movies.
no, I saw this and then I saw Barbie. Barbie was the late night show. Um, but anyway, I felt like this like I needed like 3 days after the movie to like fully comprehend everything. And then like the more I thought about it and the more I like mulled it over, I was like, man, that was really good. Like I kind of want to see that again. And so that's why as soon as it came out to rent and I knew my parents wanted to see it, I was like, hey, I'll rent this. Let me go out and rent it and we'll watch it. And we did. And that's why when we started doing this, I was like, man, I'm kind of excited to watch Oppenheimer again. I want to see what Ben has to think about it, you know? Um, and one other
You're
thing I
not gonna
really want
like
to
what
point
Ben
out.
thinks about it.
Shut up. It's fine. I respect your opinion. Um,
Do you though?
one, I do. I do. Like, I get it. It's not everybody's thing. So, um, one thing I do want to bring out too, though, is Robert Downey Jr. I just have to praise him for a second. For him being Tony Stark for so long and just having this like this typecast persona, you know, like he didn't do much else while he was doing Tony Stark, you know, like that was his baby. He was in a Marvel movie like almost every year, like, you know. And then to do this and to be basically the villain of the story, like I said, like, you know, he's a jerk. And he's it's like not a jerk you like. And I just think he did such a great job, and I'm really, really hoping he wins Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars this year. That's one thing I'm excited to see when we watch the Oscars. And then also Killian Murphy as Oppenheimer did fantastic as well. Like he really he carried it. He did so good.
Yeah.
I don't
Anyways,
think I have anything else to say.
this movie is one. It exhausted me. I feel like I've said my piece. There's nothing I can really add to it without just going around in circles. So I think we should just leave it there. Um, I
But
guess
I love it.
I should roll 1 through 5. I guess.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up to make sure.
I
But
think
I
it's one
can't
through
make it
five.
clear enough that I love it. I loved it so much. I enjoyed it a third time. So
Hey Google, give me a number between 1 and 5. It was 5.
okay. Oh my god. I just realized. The next movie we're going to watch is Killers of the Flower Moon. This is Martin Scorsese's movie. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, Robert De Niro, and it's about like the formation of the FBI and stuff, but like with the Indians whenever like all these killings happened and stuff. It seems interesting, but I will warn you, I'm pretty sure it's over 3 hours long.
What?
But Ben, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have
Ah,
to go with it, baby.
I was suck my